I funded a lot of CDs, Tony. That's one thing you've never heard. And by funding them means I asked an artist. I'm not going to put no names out there, but you guys know who you are. There's quite a few that I funded. And why can't you put a CD out? What's stopping you? I don't got $1,000, or I think it was 900, 800. And I'm going to break the whole game down right real quick. It's 1,000 CDs for back then $800.
Yeah.
Shrink wrapped and everything. You flip those CDs, you sell them for 10, 15, some people even $20. You're going to make some bank there. These guys didn't have that money. So I'm not an investor. I'm not a guy that's trying to, invest money. And I was like, I had the money at the time. I was doing pretty good, really good. You know what I mean? I was like, that's what's holding you back is $800 to put out 1,000 CDs. Well, here's $800. Well, what do you want out of it, Pancho? So just give me 100 of them. You got $700. Next thing you know, I'm on the CD, executive producer, MC Pancho. Next person comes up to me because Pancho's a generous guy. He's letting people use his jewelry, wear his chain, drive his car, and we're shooting videos at his house.
Wow.
So, you can look at that. You can see all the videos and how often my car was used. So, next person, hey, can you help me out with that? Yeah, all right. I did. I made a lot of things happen. A lot of things happen for people in this Chicano rap game, which is a very ungrateful game. I'm glad you brought this up. And not one thank you. I think one thank you. Jay Knuckles, shout out to you out in the 805 area. Hit me up one day, I think like at 3 a.m, and he goes, you know what, I just want to thank you for what you did. Because, I funded his CD as well. And I funded a lot. I wasn't greedy with this game.
Yeah.
I wasn't greedy. I remember we had a documentary that was being put together from Japan. And it was, I can't even think of the Discovery Channel of Japan came down. Can you get these people together and can you help put this documentary on Chicano rap? So I contacted different artists that I didn't even talk to. That time I was running with Halified. So I went outside of the Halified camp, contacted all these other people and stuff. Next day on MySpace, that's how far we're going back. All these artists are talking about how they were contacted by Japan, not MC Pancho, but by Japan to be in this documentary. Like they were wanted. Nobody was buying their CDs. Their CDs were full of dust at the Santa Fe Springs swap meet. You know what I mean? And that's the honest to God truth under the category Chicano rap. So Chicano rap is honestly a very ungrateful business, and a lot of people ain't gonna like what I have to say about it, but I could say about it because I'm one of the foundations of that. With those tapes that I did. I'm a Chicano and I was rapping. I called it vadio rap because I was rapping about, the neighborhood, and all that. So you could understand if you were from the area. I talked about Wilmington in a very good way. I never disrespected anybody, never, not even Wilmington, we're rivals.
Of course.
Wilmington's always been good to me. I've always showed love. I told you the story. My dad was one of the first to hold a peace treaty between Wilmington and Pedro back in the days.
Yes.
So I gave it up. I gave it up. But that was vadio rap, what I called it. Then when it had this thing on Chicano rap, well, it just went a whole different route. To answer your question about did I see it going anywhere? No, it didn't go anywhere. Because why? Because us, and I'll say myself, as Chicano rappers in this game, we're our biggest downfall. We don't support one another. We don't. We think that by paying somebody of another ethnic background, certain amount of money you're gonna come up. A lot of them did that.
Yeah.
And I seen it. I remember there was dudes, no names, that were paying to open up for DJ Quick. And I said, let me get this straight. You're paying to open up for DJ Quick. So what? You could go and brag to your grandkids 30 years down the line. Hey, I remember the time I opened up for DJ Quick. But are you gonna tell them the part that you paid $1,000? Or you had to sell tickets to fucking get on that show? And these guys would do that stuff.
Yeah.
So, not only was it an ungrateful game, but there was no pride in that game.
Yeah. You know what? Wow. You said a lot there, and a lot of people would agree with you because a lot of people, when I ask them why has Chicano rap never took that next or took it to the next level. Meaning, why don't we have a Chicano on The View?
Right.
Like we have a Snoop or a game or whatnot. Why don't we have a Chicano performing, if you will, like Dre did, Times Square? You know, I mean, they even had a lowrider in Times Square for him.
Yeah.
You know, that's when I feel we somewhat have arrived.
Accomplished something.
Yes.
Yeah. You never seen that diagram? They do that little thing where they show the black rappers and they're coming up, they're all helping each other walk up those steps.
Right.
And then they show the Chicano rappers and they show them throwing each other off the steps.
Right.
You know, it's sad, but true. That's the truth. I'm not gonna, you know, that's the truth. And I lived through it and seen it firsthand. You know, the ungratefulness to it. I've seen it.
You know, when I started to first experience hate doing this podcast was when people would tell me, "Why are you trying to help those people?" Chicanos were telling me that.
Yeah.
And here's some of their words, and not to mention no names. That dude right there is a fucking lame. His raps are fucking whack. You know, he's only got 2 CDs. I got 8 CDs.
Yeah.
I got more history.
Right.
All I would say is like, just wait your turn.
It's
man.
like the kid stuff, like, don't like him. You know what I mean? It takes you back to when we were kids. Like, don't talk to him. Well, you talk to him, I'm not going to talk to you. You know,
that's what
yeah.
This platform, it was created for independent artists to shine light on them, whether people like them or not. You don't. If you don't like it, don't watch it then that night or whatnot. But I've had people tell me, "Hey, you shouldn't have that guy." That me and him had beef. We dissed each other on a song. Like, okay, well, he's not at your house.
Yeah.
You know? So, but I seen that, and it was.
I seen what you were doing and how you were helping, and I go, man, maybe he could do something that I sure as hell couldn't do. You know what I mean? Because I tried that. I ran out of patience. I didn't have kids for a reason. You know what I mean? And I ran out of patience with it, and I seen that. You know, I took people to Japan with me. You know what I mean? People that I felt, some that should have went to Japan, you know, that paid their dues, and then some that just got a free ride to Japan, a free ticket. You know what I mean? Because I had that plug. Right. And I seen when you started this, and I was like, man, Tony, I don't know how you're gonna, your patience, man. I don't, you know. And then, not to bring anything up, but then you got a little taste of the ungratefulness of Chicano rap. Yes. You know what I mean? They'll turn on you in a heartbeat. Yeah. You know?
I mean, people that I've known since the 90s were so quick to turn, to go live and talk about me.
Yeah.
You know, and we'll leave it at that, because you know what?
We share the same thing, Tony, because we're both the same age and we both didn't grow up like that. You know, our ways, like, if I talked, even being from Pancho, you from Wilmington, I said, fuck TonyA. He's, you know, I said whatever I had to say.
Right.
Eventually, it's going to get to you. And do I get a pass when you confront me and say, hey, I heard you were talking shit? You know, do I get a pass? But people think now with this social media and stuff, well, it was only social media. They're going to get a pass. That it's okay to say whatever you want to say. Since we brought up the haters and what we go through, just recently I had an individual with all these fake accounts, and I'm sure we're getting a lot of negative comments out there on this, you know, so that's for you. I got a dude that was just constantly on me and Chamarita, just constantly making up different accounts and just talking shit.
Wow.
Tried every which way. Talked about my mother. Was everything to me. Talked about my dad and my brother who are resting in peace. You never speak on the dead. Karma's real, and it will catch up to you. And when it does, remember this, what I'm saying right now, because it will. And I said to myself, normally if people would tell me, block it, it's negative, just block them. So I started blocking people. Do you know that there are support groups around the world for people that have been blocked by MC Pancho? They're having group talks right now. That's a joke, Tony. And then he looked at me, he was serious. Everybody here like, really, Pancho? There is support groups around the world for people that I have blocked. Men, grown fucking men that are going to Chamarita. Why did he block me? Wow. I don't entertain that shit. That's why I blocked you. You know what I mean? By me, you know, people that have been in prison, you don't entertain a piece of shit. You know what I mean? So I'm not entertaining a piece of shit here, and I'm not going to talk to this person. So that's what I started doing. Recently, I go, God, my fingers are getting tired of blocking people. I'm getting arthritis. I'm 50 years old. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, even the rings are heavy. So I go, you know what? If I could leave those comments up, if I could leave them up and not let them bother me and know that you insulted my mother in the most horrible ways, but I know that's not my mother. I know that what you're saying about her isn't true. You don't know my mother and stuff like that. If I could, I put myself to the test at 50 years old. And I was like, okay, no, I want to message this guy. I want to meet up. It ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? I want, what am I gonna get out of this? So at 50 years old, what am I gonna get?
Right.
What? Honestly, I'm gonna be the loser. I'm gonna be the one losing. So if you could just keep doing what you're doing. And we've had this talk before, Tony.
Yeah.
And I told you, I can't even believe I'm trying to give you this kind of advice. You know what I mean? Because I'm a hot-tempered, guy.
Yes.
And I want to go about things another way. If you could just keep doing what you're doing, as long as they're not interfering with your money, and keep doing what you're doing, we're winning.